Critical to deep space exploration will be the development of breakthrough propulsion systems and other advanced technologies. So I'm challenging NASA to break through these barriers. And we'll give you the resources to break through these barriers. And I know you will, with ingenuity and intensity, because that's what you've always done. In developing this new vehicle, we will not only look at revising or modifying older models, we want to look at new designs, new materials, new technologies that will transform not just where we can go, but what we can do when we get there. And this Orion effort will be part of the technological foundation for advanced spacecraft to be used in future deep space missions. By the mid-2030s, I believe we can send humans to orbit Mars and return them safely to Earth. And a landing on Mars will follow. And I expect to be around to see it.
First of all, this facility has been part of the Johnson Space Center, since the very earliest days, early 1960s, and a crucial part of NASA's Apollo program. This is where the same kinds of things that we do here today, propulsion system testing, materials compatibility testing, we've always done here. Of course, the customer base has expanded, and we're very lucky as the Orion to take advantage of it. We do at least three kinds of work here. We do our propulsion testing, we do materials compatibility, and we also, something that's become very important over the last decade because of all the debris in low Earth orbit, a debris can hit at high velocities, can hit a spacecraft and cause damage. So we do hypervelocity impact testing here. In fact, it was tests at the White Sands test facility that determined how many layers of Kevlar we put around the service module propulsion tanks. You can imagine you don't really want space debris puncturing one of them big old propellant tanks. We are NASA's next spacecraft that's going to take people farther into space than we've ever gone before, and this has been a huge year. First of all, the Vice President's announcement in March about landing people back on the moon in 2024.
The United States was the first nation to reach the moon in the 20th century, so too will we be the first nation to return astronauts to the moon in the 21st century. And I'm here on the President's behalf to tell the men and women of the Marshall Space Flight Center and the American people that at the direction of the President of the United States, it is the stated policy of this administration and the United States of America to return American astronauts to the moon within the next 5 years.
And then we've had a couple of really key accomplishments. Our ascent abort test at the Kennedy Space Center in July, and completion of our Artemis 1 flight articles at the Kennedy Space Center. And today is another step. You know, a lot goes in to designing and testing a spacecraft that has to take people to the moon. This rig here, we call it the propulsion qualification module. This is how we test and demonstrate the propulsion system. And we're going to run a total of about 38 tests over the course of this test program. 30 have been accomplished to date. We have 8 left to go. The one today is one of the most challenging because we're going to fire all of the engines simultaneously, the main engine and the 8 aux engines simultaneously. So we have to make sure the fluid systems, the pressurization systems, the fuel systems all work well and can feed all of the engines simultaneously.
It was a test of our propulsion system, the system that will insert the Orion spacecraft into the lunar orbit and then take it out of lunar orbit and put it on a trajectory back home. Yeah, well, today was another big milestone in our march towards our first lunar flight, which will be a little over a year from now. This was one of the most demanding tests in our sequence.
It's a great day for the team here. I mean, it's another really big accomplishment on our road to Artemis 1.